We're back with David Bonger from the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, and he's brought some very interesting eggs. This one is so beautiful.
Yeah, that egg there came
Almost
all
round.
the way from the Antarctic. That's an Adelie penguin egg, and they nest only just a few hundred miles from the South Pole. And they are almost round, and the Adelie penguins really don't build a nest. They keep the eggs on their feet, and they incubate them on their feet. And the males and females take turns.
And they just sit right down on them, right?
Sit right down on the ground.
There they are.
Fight
Look how
over
cute.
pebbles to make their nests out of. And the males go out to sea when the females are incubating, can go several hundred miles out to bring food back.
From where?
From Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yep.
There are no penguins in the Arctic.
No penguins in the Northern Hemisphere.
Right.
Next, we have, I absolutely love these eggs. These are from a common murre, which is a seabird that lives up in the North Atlantic.
M-U-R-R-E.
M-U-R-R-E, that's right.
I've never seen an egg quite like that.
Right, and that shape is basically, these birds nest on cliff faces, as you can see on the video there.
Oh.
And so the eggs are really, really sharp and pointy, and you spin them around so they won't roll off of the cliff face because they just spin in a tight circle like that.
Oh, incredible.
And those colors are created by a gland in the oviduct. And so if the egg sits over that gland for a long time, it gets a big splotch. If the egg keeps moving around, you get a nice streaked egg like that.
Looks like modern art, doesn't it?
Absolutely stunning.
Just incredible.
Yeah. Beautiful birds,
Oh,
beautiful
I love
eggs.
this one.
Yeah, this is our biggest egg that we have here today. This is from an emu, which is a large ostrich-like bird that's found in Australia. And female emus can
or
lay...
in farms here, they're raising them for the eggs.
They raise them for the eggs here. And female emu, you can see the picture there, they can lay up to 20 eggs in one nest, and they actually let the males do all the work. So the females lay the eggs. It takes 8 weeks for this to hatch.
That's all?
Well, that's a long time
8 weeks.
8 weeks is a long time for a bird egg. A chicken would hatch in 21 days.
Right.
So 8 weeks for this, and the males basically
Now, are the birds
incubate.
bigger at birth? Are they more developed in an egg like this than in a tiny little egg like that?
Yeah, it's all relative to the size of the bird. So if it's a big egg for the size of the bird, it's going to hatch, and the chick will be very precocious. Emus, when they hatch, they can run right away.
Really?
They can move around and feed themselves right away. Those goldfinch eggs that we looked at earlier, those chicks hatch blind and completely helpless and are dependent upon their parents for everything for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So, so the emus, the cool thing about them is that the males sit and incubate for 8 weeks nonstop, and they almost never leave the nest to go feed.
Does anybody feed them?
So they lose about 1/4 of their body weight during the incubation stage, which is pretty
now,
stunning.
What is the biggest bird egg?
The biggest living bird egg is the ostrich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and these last eggs here.
These are incredible. They're so shiny. They look like they've been lacquered.
They look almost fake, don't they?
Yes.
These are from a tinamou. And tinamous are birds that are found in South America. They're sort of like a small turkey that runs around on the ground most of the time. And this species is known for having the most beautiful eggs in the bird world. And we also have a number of photos that we've brought in of birds that have been making nests in weird and unusual places. And we have a program, a citizen science program at the lab called Celebrate Urban Birds. And the Celebrate Urban Birds project has this Funky Nests in Funky Places contest every year, and it's running right now. And people can join. This is an osprey there building its big twiggy nest on the head of a statue, and osprey really like nests in big open areas like that.
Ospreys have wingspans of like 12 feet, don't they?
Well, not 12
10
feet. They're big birds. They're big birds. And they eat fish, and they're beautiful birds. Here's another statue. Apparently the birds like the statues. This is an American robin nest being cradled in the hands of a little girl in that statue. Robins tend to nest in close proximity to people, as you can see here. This is a robin that's nesting on a crosswalk sign. And I feel sorry for her because the blinking lights. Can you imagine blinking lights for about a month?
Baby's going to have bad problems.
Yeah. And then, of course, this robin is a sports fan. And probably upset the kids in the family because they couldn't play basketball for a few
better
weeks
not.
Yet. Yeah. So there's another one. And then this bird had a bit of aesthetics flair. This is a wreath hanging on a door, and she decided to build her nest right in the center.
What kind of bird was that?
Wreath. That's a robin as well.
Oh, that
American
is.
robin
Robins
as well.
seem to be very artistic.
Yeah. And they nest close to people.
Right.
So.
Oh, those are beautiful. I'm going to look at my barn swallow nests a little more closely. They're very fun.
Oh, barn swallows,
and they build a new one every year. They
do reuse occasionally, but
mine don't. Mine seem to just build new ones.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, they're really fun.